What's going on, everybody? You are tuned in to the Give Me the Points podcast. We took another week off last week. That was on me. I'm still getting over a nasty head cold, coughing up green stuff, but we're back. I am your host, Soup, along with my partner in crime, Tyler. And in the year of our Lord, 2022, it is November 9th. So there is only one song and one song only that is fitting to play for this episode.
Well, you know, I have my boot camp sweater sitting right there.
I want
Also,
to be the
18
first
years ago
person.
today, Halo 2 came out. Just another.
Yes. I
Yeah.
want to be the first person. I know it's early, but I want to be the first person to wish you a happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you as well. Evening before is not early.
Yeah.
That seems
For
appropriate.
those of you who are unsure, November 10th is the Marine Corps birthday. The Marine Corps is celebrating its 247th birthday tomorrow. Special day for me, man. I know, I hated my 4 years while I was in, but I'd do it a million times over again. Met some awesome people, lifelong friends, and November 10th is something that my dad and I share together, and I really do love that. So normally, he refers to me by my name or as son or whatever. But November 10th every year, the fact that we can text each other and say happy birthday, brother, it's a cool feeling. It's a really cool feeling.
It is.
And then obviously Veterans Day is on Friday. So shout out to all you veterans out there.
Yeah, we got a spicy Friday lined up here. We're gonna get some Veterans Day food, and then they opened up a Kohl's here, so we're gonna head on over to Kohl's after.
Buddy, you're gonna be looking like Kirk Cousins by the end of the weekend.
I know. Dude, the amount of money I can probably spend in Kohl's right now on like
this at Kohl's stuff. It's a nice Nike polo, dude.
Yeah, and it's new, so it's just gonna feel extra.
People can say what they want, man. Kohl's is where it's at.
Yeah, well, we'll see you Friday.
Now, Kohl's Cash, on the other hand, it's a fucking scam. It's just the way to get you to come back and spend more money.
So I'm gonna sign up for it, is what you're saying?
Oh yeah, no, dude, get a Kohl's card. Put your first couple purchases on it, pay it off. It's a nice little credit card to build some credit, and bank up that Kohl's Cash. But the thing is, the Kohl's Cash is normally expires in a week, so you got to go back within a week and spend.
I passed by on the way home from work, so
yeah. And
also,
it's nice for kids' clothes, kids' shoes for sure.
Okay, well, and they always need shoes because their feet always be growing.
Lord knows those little cheese blocks are always getting bigger.
Mm-hmm. That's why that's the reason I've never got Ami a pair of Nikes or something nice because she'll grow out of them.
No.
Also, before the football, the U.S. World Cup squad officially announced the 26-man.
Fucking right, it did.
Pretty. Honestly, I get emotional about a lot of stuff, but I haven't watched my country playing a World Cup in 8 years.
I know, dude.
You came down and watched with me at the first apartment I had with my wife.
Yeah.
So it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I'm super pumped for it. We've been talking about watching them beat them cheeky bastards on Black Friday, so I'm super stoked for that game. Did Pulisic make the roster?
Oh, yeah. They've got pretty much of the 11. There's 8 nailed on starters, and then a few.
Yeah. It's going to be super exciting. Even if you're not listen, anybody who enjoys sports, even if you're not a soccer fan, you enjoy the World Cup.
Yeah, don't be diplomatic about it. If you don't watch the World Cup, then fuck you.
Yeah. Yeah. It's straightforward.
Really, I mean, it's I'm too cool to watch the sporting event that is watched by more people in the
People than
world than any other sporting event.
correct. Yeah. And even when the US wasn't in the World Cup, it's
It was
still
still,
so much fun to watch.
yeah,
The
that
pride of
2018
all the
World Cup was a
countries
good
and the
one.
fans, it's amazing.
Mhm.
There's nothing like it.
And in 4 years, guess where she is?
Yeah, baby. In the USA.
Mhm.
In the US of A.
Mhm.
That's gonna be so slick, dude, because
I know.
in 2025, I've got the US Open at Oakmont, and then in 2026, the World Cup. Two events that I'm super stoked to go to. My kids will be of the age to appreciate. Um, Especially like my daughter loves watching golf with me. I cannot wait to take her to the US Open. It's going to be super cool. And then obviously take both of them to a World Cup game. It's going to be a blast.
Yeah. I don't care how far I have to drive for the closest US one, I'll
Yeah,
be there.
absolutely. Yeah, that's a lock on.
Mhm. They
Speaking
will
of,
have an East Coast match. The US will.
yeah, no, they
They'll
have
have
to.
one in Cali, they'll probably have one in Texas.
Yeah,
They'll probably split them up 3,
yeah.
which is not smart to make them travel like that, but that's what they'll do for the fans.
Did DC get a spot or is
DC, I
wasn't
believe,
it
has one. New York has
Cincinnati?
one. Um,
There was an Ohio that was in the running for it. I know that,
Ohio was in the running.
but
It
I
was
don't know
like
if they got it.
Columbus or Cincinnati. Like anybody that has an MLS team was in the running.
Columbus would be sick. It's 3.5 hours
Yeah,
for
but
me.
you know Texas is getting one, and
Oh, absolutely.
I can promise there will be a Mexico game in LA, and
Yeah,
there will be a US game in LA. There's pretty much a guarantee.
yeah. Speaking of Columbus, um, I purchased my ticket to March Madness to go to the first and second round in March. St. Patty's Day is
Ooh.
the first round. It's gonna be busy in Columbus.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
it's gonna be real busy. But I found my jersey that I'm gonna wear.
Okay.
Last year I rocked a Jesus Shuttlesworth jersey from He Got Game. This year I found on Amazon, and you're gonna know who this guy is. I mean, you remember him from Notre Dame, but I found everybody knows I'm a Notre Dame fan, so this is perfect for St. Patty's Day. I found a Notre Dame jersey, but they're jerseys with the four-leaf clover on it, and it's a Luke Herringody jersey.
Oh, that's a nice one.
Dude, I was super stoked when I found it, and I was like, "Oh yeah, yeah, that's the one I'm wearing." But
Yeah,
college
I'm
basketball
pumped.
tipped off this week.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I'm pumped. As much as I know this is mainly a football show, like, and I'm not an NBA guy. I don't despise it. I'm just not an NBA guy, but I love me some college
College
basketball.
hoops is so much fun, dude. I sat down there. I was watching local game. I was watching the Pitt UT Martin game, and it was just because it was college basketball, and I was like, dude, I have
Backyard
to.
brawl tomorrow.
Yeah, yeah. What's the beat? What's the expectations for WVU this year?
It's honestly up in the air. I feel like you're looking like realistic is hovering around 500.
Okay.
But Huggins has never had 2 losing seasons in a row.
Yeah.
He brought in a lot of guys that fit the way he likes to play, a lot
Transfers.
more.
Yeah.
So, like Stevenson from South Carolina and Toussaint from Iowa, I think. That the kid from New York, Jose Perez, I think, is that his name?
Mhm.
How long it's going to take? He probably would probably take a few weeks, I think, before
So
he's
what
up
he
and
was,
running.
and he started at D1 school. He started at Marquette,
Yeah.
and then he left Marquette, transferred, was a walking bucket last year, averaging like 17 a
Mhm.
game, and now he's coming back to a
And
D1.
the
And
best,
that's one thing in college. You see these kids start out at D1 schools. Um, they transfer to a mid major. They develop, they grow, they get older, and then they come back to D1 schools. And those kids are lethal, absolutely lethal on the offensive side of the ball. So
yeah.
he'll be fun to watch.
And WVU basketball is at its best when they got New York kids. I don't know. My realistic expectation for them is to have the chance with a few weeks left in the season to get a tournament bid.
I miss God, when you say New York kids, dude, I just miss the Big East. I
Oh, I know.
miss,
And I like the Big 12 for
yeah,
basketball. I like watching WVU in the Big 12. Big 12 basketball is awesome. But yeah, the Big East was
like
you could just punch each other in the face in Big East basketball.
Pitt's ability to recruit under Jamie Dixon, getting the New York kids, the Carl Krausers, the Sam Youngs, the DeJuan Blairs of the world. Like, dude, they were so
Mhm.
fun to watch. Carl Krauser was an absolute dog. So yeah, Ronald Ramon, like those kind of guys, they were so fun to watch.
And Jamie Dixon, TC, he's still at TCU, right? I think they're supposed to be
He
decent
is
this
still
year.
at TCU. All right, well, that's a segue. Let's talk about it. College football playoffs. The top four came out yesterday. You've got Georgia at 1, Ohio State at 2, Michigan at 3. Obviously, they threw them both in there knowing that one of them is going to win the matchup in 3 weeks. Same thing they did
Yeah.
with Georgia and Tennessee. And then you've got TCU coming in at the 4 spot.
Thank
And
God they stopped disrespecting them
they control
because
their own destiny.
their whole argument about TCU is, oh, they've been down in games, this and that. And all those arguments they made for TCU would be valid if TCU was the only team they applied for.
Mm-hmm.
Except there was a bunch of teams they could apply to. They just chose. Here's the thing, the Big 12 conference has a lot of good teams. Not maybe great teams, but a lot of good teams. And TCU is undefeated.
Absolutely.
And they're going to beat Texas this weekend.
Yeah, they control their own destiny.
They went
Here's a
out there.
hypothetical I was reading because we know the committee has an SEC bias.
Yes.
And this was a scenario where not one, not two, but 3 SEC teams get
What could
into
the third possibly be? Ole Miss?
no. Who just beat Bama?
LSU, but
LSU. They're sitting at the 6th spot right behind 10. Now hear me out. So the argument here with Notre Dame shellacking Clemson,
right, Clemson's gone, I think.
Dunzo. The state of the ACC, I don't care if you're a one-loss ACC conference winner, you're out. The state of the ACC is a mess.
Yeah.
The Dogs take the
Georgia's
SEC.
in.
Yeah, the
Ohio
Dogs
State's in,
take the
I
SEC
think.
championship.
Right.
Ohio State beats Michigan handedly,
Which I think they could.
which I do think is going to happen because Michigan does have quarterback issues. So that's your 1 and 2. The 3 would be Tennessee if Tennessee wins out.
I'm telling you, Tennessee's getting in. The
Okay,
fact that they only dropped them as much as they did.
So the
They want
3,
them in.
because they're at the 5 right now. So the 3
They
would be
want them in.
Tennessee if they win out. And the argument here would be if Utah wins the Pac-12 as a 2.
I mentioned that, did I not?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
A 2-loss Pac-12 team.
Right.
And then if TCU does not win the Big 12 and a 2-loss Big 12 team wins,
Yeah.
they made the argument that LSU as a 2-loss SEC team would get in over the Pac-12 and the Big 12 based off of their win over Alabama.
They would. I think it's ludicrous because I think being in a
I do too.
conference championship should matter. But yeah.
But we know the bias of the SEC, man. And I'm sorry, dude, if it's Georgia, Ohio State, Tennessee, and LSU, just give Kirby the chip.
Yeah. The team that would have the best shot to beat them out of those would be Tennessee. I think seeing
Because
them
they've already
again.
played once.
This to me, the Tennessee Georgia game was the epitome of that score line only happens because one team plays well and the other team plays bad. Now some of that is Georgia's doing. I'm a dog guy. Georgia's amazing. I would like they're the class of college football right now. But
Yes.
I mean, Hendon Hooker, he still missed a few throws he normally would hit. Not because of pressure. There was plenty of pressure in other situations, but I feel like there were a few more plays there to be made that he had made all year prior to that. So that'd be the only team who could have a shot of beating them.
I want you to name the NFL quarterbacks that are younger than both Stetson Bennett and Hendon Hooker.
Justin Fields.
Okay.
Trevor Lawrence.
Correct.
Tua.
Correct.
Not Kenny Pickett. He's like 28.
Dude, yeah,
Um,
he's fucking Brandon Whedon.
hold on. Davis Mills. Stanford. He might have been older.
Davis Mills is older.
Okay. Hold on.
Who? Okay. Well, you named two of the quarterbacks that went last year.
Yeah.
Who's the third quarterback that got drafted last year high?
Trey Lance.
Okay, so the fourth quarterback then.
Mac Jones.
No. Zach
What am
Wilson.
I? Oh yeah.
Zach Wilson. Born the same year as Lamar Jackson. A little bit younger than Lamar, a couple months. 2 months younger than Kyler Murray. Older than Justin Herbert.
Jalen Hurts.
Older than Jalen Hurts. How insane is that? That
Crazy.
Stetson Bennett and Hendon Hooker are both older than
Mhm.
the argument for MVP this year. Already an NFL MVP in Lamar Jackson. Justin Herbert, who is thought as across the board as one of the most promising young quarterbacks and already an absolute stud. And then the entire draft class basically last year of Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, Trey Lance, and then 2 of the year prior. It's nuts.
Yeah.
Kyler Murray, who the fucking feels like he's been in the league for 10 years already.
Mm-hmm.
Insane.
Yeah.
And I mean that's college now though, dude. You're gonna have more and more guys. There's a kid due to redshirting, and I mean he's irrelevant. I forget the kid's name, but I saw this the other day. Due to redshirting, injuries, and the transfer portal, he's like in his 7th or 8th season of college football.
I saw that too. He's an 8th year or something.
Yeah.
I don't know how the 8th.
He's at like a max school.
I mean, there's probably medical red shirt in there at some point.
Yeah, there's like a medical red shirt and then a red shirt and
COVID
the transfer
red shirt
portal because he transferred early enough that the year didn't count. And it's like, yeah, dude, he's like 28 years old and he's a senior.
Yeah.
But all right, enough of that.
Yeah.
NFL, we took a week off. I want to recap the last week that we were on here because
it was almost such a good week.
But what do you mean almost such a good? It was an amazing. We won 17 units. It was an amazing week. But if the Bills cover, it's an incredible week.
Well, I can't get out of my head. What if the Bills covered?
If the Bills cover, it's a 24-unit week.
Yeah, I know.
But we still took 16.99.
Yeah, because I forget we did hit the money line parlay.
Yes.
Still, it was just Okay.
All right, so I'm going to pull that up here real quick. All right, so those plays were, let's see. All right, so I'm going to go backwards from the Monday night game into the Sunday games. We had the under 46.5 in the Browns-Bengals game that finished at 45. We had Buffalo minus 10.5. They won by 10. So that was our only loss of the week. And then we had Washington plus 3. They beat Indy outright. We had San Fran money line. They shellacked the Rams. We had the 3-way big favorite money line parlay for 5 units. That was Philly to beat the Steelers. They won by 22. Dallas to beat the Bears. They won by 20. And Buffalo to beat the Packers. They won by 10. Then we had Philly minus 10. They obviously, like I said, they won by 22. We had the under 41.5 in the Pats-Jets game. We had Dallas minus 9.5. They won by 20. We had the over 51.5 in the Dolphins Lions game, which hit by halftime. And then we had the over 49 in the Arizona-Minnesota game, which ended up hitting 60 points. We murdered. That was such a good week. Week 8 was great. So we thought, let's take a week off and come back because it worked last time. So for the year, that puts us, before we get into this, for the year, that puts us up 26 units. So we are 7 units away from doubling the bankroll. We are 1 game over the halfway point through the season. So we repeat this performance in the second half of the season, walk out of here up 52 units. I think that would be a pretty
Yeah,
solid season.
that'll
That'll
do.
do, donkey.
That'll do.
All right, let's get into the Thursday night game.
Can we not?
Dude, we talked so much shit on this game 2 weeks ago, and it turned out to be fantastic.
Well, I know.
It was an insane ending. I don't expect that this time around, but you have the Falcons at the Panthers. Panthers getting 2.5 at home, over under 42.5. Personally, I like the Panthers plus the 2.5 here. I think I look at it this way, which is crazy. Who do I trust more at quarterback right now? Yes, PJ Walker was bad last week, but I
Is he
think
starting?
I trust.
Is he starting
He
again?
is. Yes, he is
Okay.
the starter. He got the job. Baker came in for some garbage points, but PJ Walker's starting. I trust PJ Walker more than Marcus Mariota at this point. I
Well,
trust.
let me throw a devil's advocate.
Okay.
Marcus Mariota is not really a quarterback. He's a glorified handoff man.
He is. And you know what's crazy? I actually think I trust the Panthers' run game more than the Falcons' run game.
Yeah.
And I definitely trust the Panthers' defense as a whole unit over the Falcons' defense here.
Yeah, it's never the worst thing to side with the road team or the home team on a Thursday night game.
Thursday night as a dog.
Yeah.
As well as I would make an argument for the under here. But I do like. I think I like the Panthers money line. I think the Panthers win this game.
Yeah, but when we like the money line for
Take the
the
2.5.
underdog, we take the points.
Take the 2.5. So to start it off for Thursday night, do we agree here? Panthers plus 2.5.
Yes, I agree with that.
So I would say just go unit and a half. Our staple bet there. Okay, not a London game, but a Munich game. We're going to Germany, baby.
This is not a cop out when I say it being in Germany and that's like a whole new. I don't know. Like, is it going to matter? It's only an extra hour time difference, but is like we haven't seen a team play in Germany before, so like I don't know. Like Gino's been amazing this year. What if Gino goes to Germany and sucks dick? I don't know.
And what if Tom goes to Germany and he balls out because he hasn't done that?
That's what I mean. Like it.
Can we just talk about how unhealthy he looks?
Yeah, incredibly.
Like he doesn't look good. I mean, obviously it's emotional stress.
Yeah, for sure.
But like he does not, and I've never seen Tom Brady so excited to win such a miserable game.
I know he was because he did win it in Tom fashion.
Oh my God, was that was just so textbook. Those final 52 seconds, as soon as they completed the first pass, I was like, man, they're gonna do it.
How many times has he made game-winning drives off defenses playing him, giving him college throws? Just 8 yards and out of bounds and repeat. And he'll hit you one over the middle and spike it. But if you give him that, he'll take it the whole way down the field.
I mean, you can't let Scotty Miller run an 8-yard out route 3 plays in a row.
Over and over and over, right?
Yeah. I like Seattle.
Talk about how Geno Smith is like freaking good.
Yeah, I know he's good, dude. I think I like the under more than anything here.
The under is what stuck out to me too, actually.
Yeah, I know Tampa Bay's defense is a little banged up here, but the time travel, not the time travel, but the traveling and the time zones. I think Seattle relies heavily on Kenneth Walker in this game, and Tampa's offense has shown me nothing to make me think that they're going to put up 28 points in this game.
No, I feel like 2017, 21-17, somewhere right in that range.
Yeah, so I like the under 44.5 in that Munich game.
Yeah.
Munich.
And if they come out and both score 30 points, we chalk it up to Germany.
Yeah, we chalk it up and we say, listen, we got a 9:30 Germany game, which was a banger.
We just have to hope there's no blitzkrieg of points this weekend. That's all.
Well done. Well done. All right. I've got a pretty strong opinion here. Browns at the Dolphins. The Dolphins minus 3.5, over under 48.5. I would like to see where you lie here.
Well, we had texted about Dolphins over as a lock, but now they come up against them like one of the few offenses I think stink.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I love the Dolphins to to cover this.
Yes, that's where I'm at.
Because the Dolphins are good, and Tua doesn't lose when he starts, apparently.
Yeah. And here's the
And
one thing. So, yes, Justin Fields ran for 178 yards against them.
That's also Justin Fields.
Correct. But what has been the one thing that Miami's defense has done well this year? Stop the run.
Yeah, running
Backs.
Yeah.
And that is the sole strength of the Browns here. So if they can maintain Nick Chubb, I expect them to win this game. I kind of like the under as well because I think it's just juiced up a little bit too much based off of their recent games. But the Browns, no.
Are we buying it down to -3?
Yes, that's
Okay.
what I like. I like 2 units on the Dolphins -3 here.
Okay. I like it as well.
Fins -3 for 2. All right. I hate to do this, man. Jags at Chiefs. This line was 11.5, and now that it got under 10, Jags at Chiefs, Chiefs -9.5, over under at 50.5. Go ahead.
We'll play what you want.
I know
I'm not saying I like the
they're
Jags to
playing
cover,
super close games. Like, I know everything's close with them right now.
It has been. That's the thing. Like, no matter how good or bad of a team they've played, it's a one-score game. Other than their 2 blowout wins they had, obviously. But they played good teams and had it in a one-score game. They played shit teams and had it in a one-score game. They are like the thing with Jacksonville. It is very easy. So I'll talk numbers here, right? Not even me fan of what I see with my eyes. It's really easy to look at them and be like, it's the Jags. They suck. All right. They are a middle-of-the-road decent team. Probably more so than their record reflects. They're realistically probably more of like a 4-5 team. They move the ball. Trevor Lawrence has good numbers. They move the ball fine. I think they're like top 5 in yards per game or first downs per game. They're pretty. Their issue is when Trevor Lawrence has made mistakes this year, they're really bad mistakes in really bad areas you can't make them.
Yeah.
And they have red zone problems, right? And those are the 2 biggest issues because they move the ball fine. And, the D is not bad. They've got athletes. They've had disappointing weeks. They've had really good weeks. So all I know is 9.5 is a lot, but the Chiefs are also the Chiefs. So I don't know. I mean, look, if you like the Chiefs and feel strongly about it, I won't argue with you. I've watched, 9 games of close games. So
I know.
And that over's really high because if it was in the mid 40s, I'd like the over.
Yeah.
But that's really high.
So what if we table the Chiefs money line and look forward in a parlay?
Yeah. Okay. Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I like that. All right. So we're gonna put the Chiefs aside here. We're gonna put Chiefs money line aside, and we're gonna see what else we come up with here. I kind of really like this next favorite money line, and it's a little bit lower. You have the Texans at the Giants. Giants only giving 4.5 points here, coming off a bye at home, over under at 41. You have Davis Mills is playing like Daniel Jones of 2 years ago. It is just
really terrible.
Mistake after mistake after mistake. And Daniel Jones has been smart, athletic, consistent, playing within his means. Listen, the Texans can only give Dameon Pierce the ball so many times to try and keep this game close. I think the Giants -4.5, as well as the Giants money line in with the Chiefs money line, is a good play here.
I do too. You know what Daniel Jones this year reminds me of? Okay, so he's never going to be a good quarterback. But
Stop saying that.
Brian Dable's not letting him beat himself.
Stop saying that Daniel Jones is never going to be good.
He's not. He's not going to lead his team to victory and be the reason they win and go far. He reminds me of Blake Bortles 2017 when the Jags had the good defense and they could run the ball and Bortles just did what they needed him to. And he didn't lose in games.
Who's another big strong, athletic quarterback who looked.
Stop.
Who's
Stop.
another big,
Stop.
strong, athletic quarterback who looked bad, bad his first 2 years in the league, turned it around a little bit his third year, and is now elite.
Yeah, the quarterback that every bad quarterback's going to get compared to for the next 20 years and say,
But
well,
not
that
all of
maybe
them have the same build and the same play style and the same ability, same potential.
I'm
I'm
not
not saying
buying.
he's gonna be as good or better than Josh Allen, but I'm saying that Daniel Jones, under the right coaching, in the right development, can be a good quarterback in the NFL. Listen, I've been on
I'll give you middle of the road, and I'm
I
not
will
willing to commit.
die on the Danny Dimes train.
I
I
know.
wanted
I
New England
know.
to take him coming out of Duke. I like Daniel Jones, and I will die on this hill.
He's fine for the way he's coaching the team now and the offense they're having them play for sure because he is
Dude,
athletic.
I mean, give him somebody to throw the ball to. He doesn't have weapons.
No. And number one receivers are really, really important. Go look at all the young quarterbacks that are really good, and then look at what Daniel Jones has had, what Justin Fields has had, what Trevor Lawrence has to throw to, what Mac Jones has to throw to.
Yes.
Number one receivers are really Justin. I love Justin Herbert. He came into the league and was able to throw the ball to Keenan Allen and Mike Williams.
Right.
I mean,
And
that's
and look what happens when they're out. They're so
yeah.
important.
Mm-hmm. They are. Now, it takes a good quarterback to maximize them, but you need both of them.
Yes.
That's why, since we haven't been on the podcast to talk, Calvin Ridley, woo, I'm
Oh,
excited.
baby. What a fucking steal.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Limited mileage on a guy
Mhm.
who's not like, so here's my thing. Trading a conditional fourth that could become a third.
Or no, I think it's a fifth. One of them, the fifth, could end up becoming like a second
Is it?
if they sign him to a long-term deal after the season. And if they do that, it's because he's a number one receiver and played
Exactly.
amazing.
So, regardless, what my argument here is, if Calvin Ridley were suspended for, say, like Josh Gordon or Martavis Bryant, if it were something like drug related,
Yeah.
um, or if it were something conduct related, then sure, it could be, a repeat offender. It could be a problem. This is not going to be a problem. The kid
No.
bet $1,500 on games on his own team when he wasn't even playing. This is not an issue. This is the
No.
dumbest suspension the NFL has ever handed out. This is thought of by corners, receivers, everybody in the league as one of the top 3 route runners in the NFL
Yeah,
with
he's
limited
amazing.
mileage. This kid is he's so good.
Yeah, he's an elite receiver. He's awesome.
And the Bears gave up a fucking second rounder for Chase Claypool.
I know. Listen, obviously, I'm going to defend Jacksonville in a sense till I die, but they organizationally don't do very many smart things. What a trade!
This was smart.
Yeah.
This was smart.
Yes, it was.
And boy, if Christian Kirk is a number 2 receiver,
I know because Christian Kirk's a good player.
oh,
He's not
he's
some alpha
gonna have
dog
a good year.
outside receiver, but
Yeah.
I would venture to say he's on the elite side of slot receivers.
Hey,
He's
that
you
final
know,
touchdown drive they had where Trevor Lawrence hit him 5 times,
yeah.
was just textbook good route running, finding the open spots in the zone, and just being a good receiver for your quarterback.
Mhm. Yeah, Trevor looked really good this game too. It was
Yeah.
a big game for him. Big step in the
All right.
right direction.
So Giants minus 4.5.
Yes.
I say minus 4.
Yeah,
Common margin of victory.
yeah.
All right, Giants minus 4 for 2 units, and then we'll look for one more favorite to add, or one. It doesn't even have to be a favorite, maybe a dog we love, but Giants money line, KC money line in a parlay right now.
Yeah. Minus 4. We sneak that 21-17 push in there if needed.
Boom, and you know what a push is. It's a win.
Win. We didn't lose money.
That's right. All right, interesting game here. Line opened at 7.5. Josh Allen misses practice today, down to 3.5. Vikings at the Bills.
I can't say anything unless we know if he's healthy because I would love the over. If
Correct.
but like if he's this is I would also like the Bills to cover with like a good bounce back game. But
Absolutely.
again, if he's not healthy, I'm not saying Case Keenum's bad, but like the Vikings are good. They're obviously. So
The
I don't know.
Vikings are good.
They're not as good as their record,
No, no, they're not. They are not a 7-1 football team.
but we did pick them to win the division. So props to
We
us
did.
because
Plus
they're
three,
winning the division
plus
with their eyes closed.
plus 300.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to pass in this game and look at a player prop. Maybe come back and play it once there's more clarification on Josh
If we
Allen.
get Josh Allen clarification, that line and over under is going to change. I
It's
would
going to go
think.
back up to 7.5.
Yeah.
It's going to go back right back up to what it opened at.
Yeah. If
All right.
somebody's cheeky and wants to throw money on the over, hoping he's healthy and plays, I wouldn't say not to, but
And
I can't.
I wouldn't say listen, you could make the argument either way. You could say, as far as the spread goes, you could say if you want to bet the Vikings plus 3.5 here, if Case Keenum plays, boom. I love that. If you want to bet the Bills at minus 3.5 here and Josh Allen plays, I love that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
it is such a huge question mark.
Mhm.
Because they can keep him out this game. Miami is the problem, which makes me think that Josh Allen's going to go. If Miami wasn't right on their tail for the division, I would say that Josh Allen could sit this game and get healthy for the home stretch. But I think McDermott's smart enough. I think Josh Allen's smart enough. And I think that entire organization is smart enough to realize winning the division, yes, it's important. But what's more important is having a healthy Josh Allen come playoff time.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So it'll be interesting. We'll have to see what happens tomorrow. Quarterbacks are one player that can not practice the entire week and then come out and play on
Yeah.
Sunday.
Yeah.
So, all right, next game. Oh boy, I'm gonna do it. Broncos at the Titans. The Titans -2. The over under at 37.
What are you gonna do?
Can the Broncos put an offensive performance together coming off a bye?
That's what I thought too.
So why not the over 37 points here?
Yeah.
Why not?
That's so low. I mean,
why
Derrick Henry's
not?
good for 14 points on his own. Although the Broncos do have a really good
The Broncos have a very good pass defense. But
Yeah.
that's not the Titans' strength. The Titans' strength is
No, but you
power
could probably
running.
put 10 in the box. I don't know. I mean, that is low. Over.
Speaking of the Broncos' pass defense, Pat Surtain is a dog.
Yeah, he's really good.
Dude, he's so good.
Mhm.
I mean, he's up there for Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah.
Like, he's in that argument. He is super good. It's incredible genetics. Like, it's amazing.
Mhm.
I mean, you see Tua, and then you see baby Tagovailoa at Maryland. It's just genetics in sports is incredible.
Yeah.
People say it's not, no, genetics matter.
Genetics matter.
Yeah,
The
your
Watt
dad's
family, the Jones family with Jacoby and Julio and Chandler. Yeah. When you hit the genetic lottery, you hit it.
no, it's Chandler Jones, Arthur Jones, and John Jones.
I thought Jacoby was like a cousin or something too.
Oh yeah, cousin. I'm talking
Yeah,
brother.
I mean, there's blood relation in there somewhere.
Brother wise, you had
Yeah.
a super good, obviously defensive end in Chandler Jones. You obviously have one of the elite mixed martial artists to ever walk the earth in John Jones, and Arthur Jones didn't have a bad career himself.
John Jones, as you know, I'm just the most basic level casual MMA fan. One of the few fighters that ever made me like I needed to watch him.
Yeah. Yes. Listen, Dale's got a very strong opinion on John Jones because he hates cheaters, and I understand he popped for steroids, but still unbelievable. Dale thinks that Barry Bonds shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame.
That's the most ludicrous thing I've ever heard.
I hate that argument.
Steroids didn't help him put the bat on the baseball.
Correct.
And John Jones got caught for steroids. You think he's the only pro fighter juicing or taking shit?
No, there's a ton of them that get popped all the time.
Exactly. And he beat the shit out of everybody, and he's really fun to watch, Dale. So
yes, agreed. All right. So yeah, over 37 here. Why not?
Yes. Unit and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Lions at the Bears. Dude, did we ever think this year we were going to get the Bears as a 3-point favorite?
Wow, dude, I don't.
I love the Bears in this game.
Yeah, the Lions.
Justin Fields is developing. Justin Fields looks good. He looks composed. He looks smart. And what a great matchup for him to go against this Swiss cheese defense of the Detroit Lions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, the over 48.5. I kind of like the under, honestly.
Yeah, that's a lot when the Lions suck.
They do suck.
I wish they didn't suck.
And if Fields comes out and throws up a stinker and they score 13 points,
then yeah.
I mean, they're not going to lose 37-13.
No.
So I like the under 48.5 here.
Okay, same.
All right, 48.5 under Bears.
And the Lions aren't like decent team, bad record. Like the Lions suck.
Yeah, they suck. Their defense is so miserable.
Mm-hmm.
So miserable.
Dude.
Saints at the Steelers coming off a bye.
By 7, not a million.
We can't make a play here.
We disagree?
I think the Steelers are going to win this game.
Dude, I don't know. Here's my thinking. So Dennis Allen's a vet, right?
Okay.
Defensive guy.
Yeah.
Defensive gurus give rookie quarterbacks troubles. I know Kenny Pickett's as old as us, but he is still a rookie.
Yeah.
He wears fucking gloves on his hand, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be cold as piss Sunday, like around freezing.
Yeah, it's gonna be cold. It's not going to be
Najee couldn't run through a hole if it was the size of a barn door right now.
Yeah.
They traded Claypool, so there's a weapon gone.
Yeah, yes.
Andy Dalton can dink and dunk. Kamara can have another 10-catch game. I don't know. You really telling me you favoring Kenny Pickett to win a game?
Dude, I know. Listen. I have been down on them all year, preseason, everything. This is just coming off a bye at home. Just has that feel of Mike Tomlin squeaking out an ugly win against the guy that they've seen a lot in Andy Dalton.
They have seen him a lot.
They've seen a lot of Andy Dalton in Mike Tomlin's
I know. Are we sure Mike Tomlin used the bye to prep and he wasn't just like being a bro hanging out with the boys?
Hanging out with Joey Porter.
Yeah.
Kicking it at high school football games.
I mean, like, if that happened, it wouldn't shock me at all, but the Steelers suck.
I know they suck.
TJ Watt back.
Yeah. That's big.
It is big because he'll create a turnover on his own.
That's big. All right, we'll pass on it. That's fine.
Okay.
That's
okay.
Fine. That's fine. I'm sorry. The weather for Sunday. 38 degrees of a high on Sunday. So yes. It's gonna be cold. Mm-hmm. All right. Colts at the Raiders. Raiders -6. Over under 42.
Give me the Raiders to cover. Dude, Sam Ehlinger sucks.
Sam Ehlinger showed a couple flashes against Washington.
Okay.
And normally, I like teams to rally for an interim head coach here, but I don't believe anybody in the Indy organization outside of Jim Irsay believed that Frank Reich should have been fired.
I also.
What do they do?
And Jeff Saturday?
That's just stupid. That's just trying to make the fans happy by giving a legend a coaching. Jeff Saturday was like, why am I getting this position?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, when they asked Peyton Manning on the Manning broadcast how he felt about his buddy Jeff Saturday getting the spot, he was like, yeah, I mean, Jeff's a good guy. Like, he couldn't even be like, yeah, like he deserves this.
Mm-hmm.
Because Manning's also really good friends with Frank Reich, and he knows Frank Reich is going to be a head coach again.
Yes, next year he will be an offensive coordinator somewhere.
I don't even think he'll take an OC job. The Colts owe him so much money. I don't think he'll take an OC job. I think he's going to go straight back into head coach.
I would take him if like he wanted to come work with his buddy Doug as an analyst for the rest of the season.
Ready for this? Here's my prediction.
Okay.
Tomlin gets fired. Frank Reich's the next head coach of the Steelers.
Okay. Andy Reid retires, next head coach of the Chiefs.
Yeah.
That man's never retired.
Yeah, I'm sure Bieniemy's not going to be the head coach if Andy Reid retires.
Yeah, that's true.
Come on now. Yeah, I disagree here. I disagree on this. I think the Colts covered the 6, but that's fine. We can pass. We can look at it.
No, I don't. The Raiders.
No.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk you were instant with the Raiders. This is a democracy.
Yeah.
I wish
that over under is right where it needs to be to make me not want to touch it too.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Cowboys at the Pack. Going to Lambeau. Rodgers getting 5 points at home, over under 43. Mike McCarthy coming back to Green Bay.
Mike McCarthy's not going to be a turd and pull a Mike McCarthy game, is he?
I think he is.
Because
I think he is.
What travels the best? Defense.
I know it does. Coming off a bye.
Yeah.
Defense coming off a bye.
Like, I feel like Aaron's done. Like, mentally.
He's just so mentally checked out, man.
If I felt like that was still Aaron Rodgers, I feel like physically he's still decently close to Aaron, but like mentally, man.
I think he's just so frustrated with and here's the thing, like I watched a lot of the game last week. He missed some throws and then he was like mad at the receiver. Like, dude, you overthrew him.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I think he's just mad about the whole situation.
Yeah.
He is due a random week where he connects on like 2 deep balls, isn't he?
Go home and check your bank account, Aaron, and remind yourself why you came back.
Yeah, right.
I mean, this game's weird to me because it's really tough for me to take Dallas to cover 5 in Green Bay. But at the same point in time, my brain is defense travels. The Cowboys are coming off a bye, but Mike McCarthy's a fucking turd.
He's a turd, and they're committed to Zeke, where I think they should.
Playing this week?
I'm sure. Jerry Jones will juice him up.
I think so. 2 weeks off.
Yeah, because like this also feels like a game that Dak could play bad on the road. If it's cold here, one can assume it's going to
be cold.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's check this out. Green Bay, Wisconsin.
How cold?
Cold. High of 31.
Dude.
Cold.
Dude, what if Rodgers in the cold? Like
cold.
I don't want to play anything here.
That's a run heavy game. That's cold.
Yeah, I don't want to play anything here.
No, I'll pass. Yeah. Pass. All right. Cardinals at the Rams. The Rams somehow favorite at home, -1.5, over under 41.5. Just give me the over. Cardinals defense stinks. DeAndre Hopkins sees about 47 targets a game.
Do we still like the over if Stafford can't go?
I did see that. I did see Stafford.
Yeah, the concussion protocol thing.
Yeah. Maybe a wait. We'll wait on playing that over.
Yes, because if it's Stafford, even as much of a mess as the Rams are, I mean Cooper Kupp's probably good for 20.
Yeah, he's good for 2 big plays, and that'll be their offense.
Yeah.
All right. Chargers at the 49ers. The 49ers giving 7.5 at home here, coming off a bye. Bosa back. Over under 45.5 here. Debo maybe back. 7.5 is a lot of points, but
it's a lot of points. But I think the 49ers spank them.
They're good.
Yes,
they're very good.
And the Chargers are. I mean, like, there's a lot of potential there if they get fully healthy and this and that, but they're just kind of.
A play that interests me here is looking at Justin Herbert's passing yards, because I think they're going to be behind, and I think he's just going to have to throw the ball. Like, there's not an option. So I would like to look at Herbert's passing yards as the week goes on. So
I wouldn't say. Have we added a third team into our?
wow, it's the Monday night game.
Yeah.
That's easy. That's an easy pick. It's the Monday night game. So we'll table that one. The Monday night game. You have the commanding Redskins and Taylor Heineke at the Eagles. Eagles minus 10.5, over under 44. Give me the Eagles minus 10. Give me the over 44. Give me the Eagles money line in the parlay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let me throw a little caveat that I'm admitting now. One of these weeks, the Eagles will burn us when they lose a game because they will.
Yeah.
But they're going to win probably every other one of them except the one or two they lose with that schedule. I am not a team is bad because they haven't beat anybody guy, but realistically, they don't have a lot of hard games left.
Agreed.
So they'll lose maybe one or two games, but it ain't going to be this week.
Well, they have two ugly wins on the schedule already. The win over the Lions and the win over the Cardinals.
Let's throw the Lions one out and not call it ugly. It was week 1.
And it was a really late backdoor cover.
Yeah, and they were cruising.
Yeah. But the Cardinals win was ugly.
It was ugly.
It was an ugly win, but it was a win's a win. But so the over 44, because we like the poor man's Brett Favre to get some points here.
We like the Heine liquor.
Dude, Taylor Heineke. I love watching this kid play football.
Mm-hmm.
I know he didn't get it done.
He almost beat Brady in the playoffs the year that they won the Super Bowl.
Dude, when he ran that touchdown in, madness. Yeah. Absolute madness. All right, over 44. We'll do a unit. No, 2 units. We both like that.
We both like everything we mentioned.
Eagles minus 10, 2 units. And then the Eagles money line in with the Giants and the Queefs. Let me get.
I'll be actively rooting for this parlay to lose, right? That's okay with you. I agree that it's a good play.
I know you will. That's fine.
Yeah.
So Chiefs money line with the Giants money line with the Eagles money line. That is plus 125. I like 4 units to win 5.
I thought 4 as well.
Okay.
Good call.
All right. So we're gonna run back through this here. We're gonna get done right at an hour. This is perfect. All right. So the Thursday night game is the Falcons at the Panthers. We like a unit and a half on the Panthers plus 2.5. The Munich game, we like the under 44.5 in the Seahawks Bucks. The Dolphins game, Fins minus 3. That's a 2 unit play. The Chiefs money line is going to be in the parlay. The Giants minus 4, 2 unit play. Vikings Bills, we're waiting on a Josh Allen update. The Broncos Titans, we like the over 37 in the Broncos Titans game. That's a 1.5 unit play. I did not write that one down.
Vegas is just stealing all our money because they're like, we'll put it at 37. They can't resist.
Exactly. These fucking donkeys. Lions at the Bears. We like the under 48.5 in the Lions-Bears game for a unit and a half. Saints Steelers, we're at a difference there. We're going to pass. Colts Raiders, we're at a difference. We're going to pass. Cowboys Packers, we can make an argument either side. So the smart play here is to pass on this.
That one's a head versus heart argument, really.
Absolutely. Cardinals Rams, we're going to wait to see Stafford's status as far as the concussion goes.
That's going to be a dog shit game, by the way. It's going to be awful.
Yeah, but then watch, it'll be 35-33.
I know, game of the day.
Yeah. Chargers 49ers. We're gonna look at Justin Herbert's passing yards in that game. And then the Commanders at the Eagles. We've got 2 units on the over 44, 2 units on the Eagles minus 10, as well as the Eagles money line. That completes our money line parlay of the Giants, the Chiefs, and the Eagles. 4 units to win 5. So that puts us at 1.5, 3, 4.5, 6, 10, 14, 18 units on the table. 18 units on the table. Let's see. What's the top 25 matchups in college this week?
That's what I'm pulling it up right now.
Perfect. I appreciate you. You know, we listen, there's a system here.
Mm-hmm.
Let's run through quick.
Top 25, Alabama, Ole Miss.
Okay.
Um,
What's the line on that?
Alabama -12. I like Ole Miss to cover that. Alabama doesn't really have a great defense this year, and
No, they don't. Maybe the over. Well, it's got to be in the mid 60s.
64.5.
Yeah, fucking shocker, mid 6 right there.
Yeah.
LSU is only a 3-point favorite at Arkansas. Emotional high.
Yeah, but as much of a fucking dweeb as he is, he's a good coach. Is he going to let them ride that emotional high?
And Jaden Daniels is good.
Yes, he is.
All
I
right.
actually like LSU -3 there. That's a nice one.
I agree. Any other interesting games here?
Yeah, I'd be lying to you if I said I knew enough about
UCF
Tulane or
Tulane.
UCF. Oregon, Washington. Oregon by 13. Over under 72.5.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a lot of points, but have you seen Oregon's scores as of late, man?
I know, but that's a lot.
Dude, both these teams put up I think they both average over 40 a game.
So
it's a Pac-12, man. They don't play defense.
I also like TCU +7 a lot. That's a lot of points for the number 4 team in the country.
I'm sorry. TCU's getting 7 at Texas?
Yes, it's Texas -7.
Yeah. No, yes. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Give me TCU money line. That's going to be a play.
Yes,
We're going to play that. We're going to play TCU money line.
Yeah. I also like
North Carolina's a dog on the road at Wake Forest.
Yeah, and I like Kansas State to go on the road and beat Baylor too.
Yeah. I can see
Baylor's
that.
favored by 2.5. I mean, Baylor's good. But
the Saturday night game, sneaky good game. Syracuse and Florida State. Sneaky good. Dude, it's good to see Florida State good again.
Mm-hmm.
It needs that. I know, like, neither one of us are Florida State fans, but it's seeing Florida State good, seeing USC good. That brings the feels back of growing up watching college football.
Yeah.
As long as Texas is never back.
No, well, they never will be back. Even though, that's.
I don't know, man. It's going to be really tough for me.
8 against South Carolina. That's a lot for Florida.
It's going to be really tough for me to not kind of cheer for Texas once Arch is there.
Well, sure, of course, but that's a pass. That's a special, It's
going to be tough for me not to cheer for that kid. Because I don't. If you
don't. Quinn Ewers will be the starter again next year, though. So
yeah, if you dislike Peyton Manning or Eli Manning, you're a dweeb.
Or a Patriots fan that is so bitter about the 2 losses he can't get past the 6 wins.
Dude, yeah. Listen, and that's coming from a New England fan.
Yeah.
Eli
if
Manning's
Pats won 2 Super Bowls and lost 2, okay, 2's still great. There's fans that would love to have 2 in there, but if you only won 2 and you lost 2 to Eli, it's like, okay, but no, that's not how it was.
Like, I can say this wholeheartedly, and people are going to say, no, you don't mean that. You're a liar, blah, blah, blah. You're just saying. If New England never wins another Super Bowl, I'm okay.
If there's a Patriots fan your age that isn't okay with that, they're a fucking asshole.
Yeah, I'm okay.
I'm okay if the Penguins never win another Stanley Cup, and that's not even on the level of New England.
Right. Yes.
I mean, it's comparable because hockey it's different sport, but yeah, that's
right. As a fan, and people are going to be like, wow, what a fucking bandwagon fan. Watching New England win 6, watching Kobe and the Lakers, Kobe bring home his 5, and then watching the Penguins. I'm okay.
Yeah, I've
The
had a
only
mixed.
thing I was missing was last year fulfilled. Watching Georgia finally win a natty.
Hmm.
That's the only thing I was missing, and now I've got it.
Obviously, as you know, with Jacksonville and Mountaineers,
Yeah,
that's
you'll get
just
there.
miserable. But Gators have had some highs, not recently.
Some.
Chelsea has won everything a soccer team can win. I mean, they've won the Champions League twice in the past 10 years, so that's
The Gators had some highs.
well, okay. The Gators had, just a
College,
couple
good
in
football
football
and
and
basketball.
basketball. They had a couple of the best teams ever.
I mean, goodness gracious.
Not recently though. Honestly, I mean,
No.
recently, yeah, but yeah,
Speaking.
and to end, the fandom thing, people might think I'm being dramatic. Uh, I would happily never watch sports again if the U.S. won the World Cup this year. I would make that trade because I could watch that on repeat for the rest of my life and be content. But I do have a prediction, an honest prediction, that they make the quarterfinals.
Quarterfinal. That'd be so sick.
It'd be amazing. You imagine them winning around a 16 game
Oh
because
my god.
realistically, they're going to finish second in their group.
Yeah.
And I sneakily had Senegal finishing their group top above the Netherlands, except now Sadio Mane is out for the World Cup. So, that's like a top 10 player in the world,
Yeah.
Ballon d'Or finalist. So that hurts Senegal. So you're probably looking at Netherlands in the round of 16 for the U.S. because that's who they'll be matched up against is the winner of Group A as runner-up in Group B. Assuming runner-up in Group B, that's the more likely scenario.
Yeah.
But the Netherlands is better than France. It's better than Argentina. Better than Brazil. Better than getting Germany. So they could have a chance.
Yeah. Why not? Why not? I'm super. Yeah. All right. All right. We're at an hour and 2 minutes. That's all I've got. Again, to any of you listening that were in the Marine Corps, happy birthday to you, as well as any of the veterans or active duty military members. Happy Veterans Day. We appreciate you guys. And fuck, John Fetterman won. Damn.
Uncle Fester.
Yeah.
PA's fucking stupid, man. I know they're. I enjoyed as a West Virginia resident that gets Pittsburgh stations watching these fucking stupid commercials.
And I think Herschel Walker needs to demand a recount in Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
It's 99% reported he's down 35,000 votes. Recount. That man did not lose in Georgia.
No, but PA, yeah.
Did I ever tell you my buddy Brian that I was stationed with, Florida Gators fan. He met Herschel Walker at a gym, and he got a video with him, and he got that son of a bitch to do the Gator chomp.
Really?
Yeah.
Herschel seems like he'd just be a good dude.
Yeah, outside of like the murder or would he have allegations of raping a bunch of people?
Well,
allegations, allegedly.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
DeSantis 2024. What?
Yeah, right. Okay. I won't be shocked.
No, if you want somebody that'll win by a landslide, that's your guy.
That's your guy. All right, guys. That's it. That's all we've got. Look for those other plays on the pet games we passed on social media. As always, follow us on Instagram at Gimme the Points. Follow us on the Action Network where all the plays are posted. Gonna wait a couple, probably a week or two before college basketball plays start going up. Got to see where these teams are really at. First couple weeks of college basketball, absolute madness. Had some 18 and 19 point dogs take wins on the opening night, which was absolutely crazy.
Mm-hmm.
There was a parlay. There were 5 teams. If you would have taken $100 on those 5 teams money line against like Florida State, 4 other big teams that lost, it'd have been $100 to win 1.1 million.
Yeah. And even better for degenerates, right? So the World Cup's starting. Group stage matches, you bastards can wake up at 5 a.m. and watch something you bet money on. For some of
Absolutely.
those early matches. You got like 5, 8, 11, and 2, I think are the times for the games.
Yeah, I hope
All
they
the
don't
best
plan on me
players.
functioning at work.
Yeah,
Like
literally
if they
streaming
don't
games.
think I'm going to be streaming. Oh, this is what I wanted to talk about. Because you mentioned Najee, and I wanted to mention it. I was in on a Liz Frank surgery today. And I stood there and the surgeon explained it to me and he really showed me, like, in the foot, with the tendon, he said when that bone breaks, it causes a gap. So every time they step and plant, that gap gets larger and that tendon gets stuck in the gap. So when they relax their foot, that tendon gets pinched. And it was super interesting because we talk about the running back killer, that being that injury, then to see the surgery and actually really understand it. It was pretty cool to watch him repair it. So
Can we ask honestly how ETN is still that explosive? It's kind of insane.
he had a good surgeon. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, because that dude, I mean, I think he's a very good running back. Like, he's really
That dude's
impressed me. Like, his
super good.
vision, his toughness, like, he's better than I thought.
Yeah.
But just simply talking explosive
Yeah.
speed, yeah.
Yeah, he's super good. All right. That's it. We'll talk to you guys on social media, and we will be back next Wednesday. I'm not taking a week off again. I think I got through my
Well,
bad
don't
head
think
cold.
that. You're not. We'll just say we're going to be here and you're not getting sick.
Well, no, dude, that's why I shaved. I shaved because I had a super bad head cold and I cannot stand blowing my nose into a mustache and beard.
Oh, that is annoying. Yeah.
It's one of the most repulsive things in the world. So, all right. Talk to you guys on social media, and we will see you next week.
Yes.
Happy
Good night,
birthday.
everyone.